Check les smoke. Tout est débloqué, parfait. Hey, bonsoir tout le monde. Bienvenue au LIBERcast Ep74 It. It's supposed to be English now. I'm all mixed up. So welcome to the LIBERcast episode 74. It's called, the episode is going to be called It's Always Personal. And there's a reason that why I wanted to take that this name is because of what is going to be talked is my experience and my path into spirituality and the occult and a little bit of who I am as a person. It's not easy to make it in 2 hours or an hour or so. It's going to be a fairly short one tonight. I just wanted to thank everyone for tuning in. There's always people who's going to be there. Thank you so much for being there and supporting the LIBERcast. And the LIBERcast is on, I'm going to put the little banner there. It's on Facebook, Odysee, YouTube, and Rumble. I started there. So if you want to, I suggest everyone to go to Odysee because Odysee is censorship free. And you can download everything and re-upload if you want to. I encourage to go there to see the stuff. So I'm gonna put these one there for some reason. I'm part of the One Great Work Network. It is a network of like-minded individual who are in studies of the occult and different things. There's plenty of stuff to see there, and I encourage you to go see through the list. There's plenty of different aspects of the occult and spirituality that can be talked and learned into these searchers. I'm just gonna scroll down a little bit. So I think there's 72. So for the French people, there's Dorian, Dom, and myself, and Francesco Sani is doing a little bit of French, if I'm not mistaken. So there's plenty of stuff to see there, a lot of videos, and I want to do a little message for Amy at Lovolution, who has been very generous with me with this incredible product. It's very good. It's all natural, and I'm taking it daily. So the experiments come from me. So go give them then a check, and if you find something there that pleases you, and I suggest you this product there. It's incredible. I like it very much. So what to begin with? I'm an average guy born from an average family into Canada and Quebec, and I'm born French, so I learned the language by myself when I grew up, and this is where I am now. I mean, I covered mostly English stuff because I found that there was more thing there in the English side of things. When when you understand English and you can talk about it and learn the language, it's very easy to it gives you doors and things like that. So I was born, and I, like most of you, have been weird things that happened, bad things that happened when I was young, and I had a comfortable but uneasy youth as such. I I happened to stumble in the beginning of my uh, teenage years. I was confronted with uh, 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 heavy grief in my life. Means that I lost one of my loved one, my sister, when I was fairly young. So I had to deal with this this jump start in life. It makes you really it opens this part of life that it's very very hard and very it has stunned me with the time and all the illusions and things like that. So I was very I would consider awake young because of that. And like everybody, I made mistakes and I made my experience, and most of them of my experience came from um, suffering and depression. And I think this is the one part there that I made peace with the time, with this the past. But essentially, um, I went through hard times because of my decisions and my choices. And um, what brought me to the inner work. And I was searching for a little something. I was searching for answers. Uh, Not a long time after I met my wife. It has been a very changing moment in my life. I decided to become vegetarian, and I had my beautiful wife with me, and she helped me through that, through my path into the great work and introspection. And I'm very grateful to have her. I'm very blessed to have her in my life, and still having her. We're 17 years into uh, uh, our couple and our life, mutual life, and I'm blessed for that. And what changed, what gave me the need to change, it was suffering. I was asking myself questions about my identity in my mid 20s. It has been very hard, on the sense that I learned to unmake the lies about myself and my point of view, my worldview of humanity as such, and society. I happened to fall onto conspiracy theories at the beginning, and I stumble upon UFOs and the occult tradition, and um, David Icke and Michael Tessarian's work. And these are very they have been very efficient in my growth as a spiritual, intellectual, emotional being. And I'm far from being perfect. I'm a human. I know I make mistakes, and I wanted to bring that tonight because I have in my work, in the what I do with the LIBERcast, is exposing external things that I see in my experience and my knowledge and my understanding of it. And I didn't really put so much time in talking about myself because I want the people to concentrate on what has been said yet before this very podcast tonight. And I wanted to be very honest and transparent with you because I have this is my job to confront and things like that. But I need to do that to myself, and this is where natural law has been a big change for me, because I realized that what was inside of me was no different than what was outside of my microcosm. So I had to confront in my transpection all this self-loathing and this total lack of trust on my own and on the people. So I've been confronted all the during years now. It's still going. It's not perfect. It's getting better, but I still have struggles. I still have work to do. Let me see on in the comments. I don't seem to see them. Here we go. I'm just gonna bring that up. Here we go. So Sophie, thank you for being there. Helen, all the usual people. Debbie, thank you for being there. I appreciate it. Um, for some reason I don't see the comments on uh, on the restream, so I'm gonna take a look. So if you have questions, things that you want to ask, or you have comments to say, or you want to join in and take part of the conversation, just join me on Facebook. It's gonna be on Facebook only tonight. So if you want to get in, have you or you put your comments on the chat there, and I'm still gonna get to it. So what has been the pivot of my spiritual awakening has been the work of Mark Passio and Michael Tessarians and Jordan Maxwell's, all great magi's and great workers that have helped me. Hey, Crypt Rick, welcome, man. And this has been the pivot because they they teach me how to go inside for the answers, and not necessarily outside. You know, all this knowledge can be very heavy. All these truth that these people are saying are very hard on. If you live in the lie and the deception, can be very hard, and it's a fight. Essentially, you have to dance with your own darkness, and I think this is the part there. Your own belief, to unmake the beliefs and unmake the programs from culture and things like that. I've always been a abolitionist slash anarchist in my life. um this is why I am so vitriolic when it's about the government and authority and tyranny and things like that. I fucking hate governments. I fucking hate them. But I didn't know why, but with the time I understood, you know. And what has been difficult is the culture, the French culture in Quebec is very repressive, very oldish, conservative, religious, and even today, it's the same thing. But the religion is not the church now. It's the state. Nothing has changed. And you have to see it for your own eyes. The ignorance of such people, because they are identifying themselves with the country, with the state, with the culture. And this is the part that it was very difficult to detach yourself from the culture and not uh, taking part in it. Has been a very, now after all these years, I'm pretty much out of it. I decided to go back to the French side for the LIBERcast. But essentially I was avoiding it. I was avoiding uh, uh, getting in touch with Quebecers and French, because I knew what I was getting into. And I'm still proving myself right on that after all this time. There's plenty of good people, good-hearted people in this world, but it's not written on their foreheads, you know. And there's all the techniques and of mind control that you learn during your studies in the occult and psychology and spirituality, that makes it even more difficult. I'm a very have oh crit Rick question. Essentially, Rick, I don't have a family. When you talk about blood relative, I don't see them that much. My family are very statheist, like a little bit crazy. So I'm not having contact with them. But pushbacks, no, I never got pushbacks, but I'm not seeing them anymore since years now. I decided to cut myself completely and create my own family and having children and make my own, and show them what is right, what is wrong, and all the important things, love and respect and compassion and things like that, that I didn't have that very much in my life. I had to discover it through shadow work and the love of my beautiful wife. She showed me that I was better than that. I discovered that I wasn't the person that I thought I was, and this is the key there. It's you can see after shadow working and the occult, you can see all the peels falling off of of your persona as a person. It has been very painful. The programming it was very deep. I was very much hurting myself, harming myself in thoughts, physically, through different means. I mean, I was not mutilating myself, but I found different way to do it. And I'm not regretting this life. I'm not regretting my past, because it made what I am now. But I would have did it another way, you know. One of the part I wouldn't do again is my tattoos. Has been tattoos for me was a therapy for me in some weird ways. It's I didn't know better at that time. So this is how I dealt with it, the physical pain. And after that, after a while, after all this suffering and this doubt and things like that, I just my eyes were opened forever. It has been it's like feeling, it's like a slap, you know. a literal slap. It's like someone punching you in the heart and in the guts at the same time. This is how I felt it. It's like here, and your guts, because you can go back and see your behaviors, the behaviors that you had with yourself, with the people around you, and things like that. And sometimes it's very disturbing because you don't recognize yourself. After the introspection and the shadow work, all you can do is it's take the past and not repeating all the same mistakes. This is the past usefulness is a a book that you can open and look at the mistakes that you made, the good things that you made, and then not repeating again, repeating. Oh my god, I'm messing my English. Sorry, my French. So yeah, I mean, I was a an ideological Satanist. I was into this mindset that it wasn't very constructive. I didn't get any like enjoyment. You know, you don't really feel life when you're like that. You use like words like hate and and violence and things like that. I wasn't that. I'm not a violent person, but I fucking hated humanity for what it does to itself, you know, until I grew out of this darkness. And I think this is the part there that is very important. It's not to get rid of the darkness, it's to deal with it, tame it if you have to. I'm just looking at yeah, I mean tattoos. I mean, I can take out my shirt there. So I'm I would not do it again. So I have my both my arms through the shoulders. I have a part of my back and some on my legs. I wouldn't do it again. I got disgusted with it. I got tired of it during this growth, this spiritual growth, and I stopped completely indirectly mutilating my body for some reasons. And this is the one thing that I started to do is start to respect my body and give myself respect, because I didn't do that at all, at all. So just imagine how deep the wounds. Yes, exactly. Externalizing and internal pain. You got it, Helen. And like I said, I don't regret it. I don't regret my tattoos, but I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't get tattooed that fast and that much again. It was crazy. When I learned to tattoo, I did it myself. I did some tattoos. My wife tattooed me, and I tattooed her, and then it was a beautiful adventure. I'm not regretting it. I wouldn't do it again, but it was awesome. I liked it very much. A very artistic thing, and the permanence of it makes it both awesome and scary at the same time. When you have the machine on your hand, in your hand, and you're doing it, that's a trail there. I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't harm anyone ever after that. And this is in this time of this my spiritual awakening that I became vegetarian. I completely stopped to eat meat, any meat. It has not been a strict cut. I didn't. It has been a progressive uh, uh, thing. There, we start to stop red meat, and then after chicken, and then the eggs, and that I started to eat eggs again in the last months. I don't. I'm not. I've been vegan for years. But I found I did not found balance into it for some reasons. It's not because eggs are better than a quinoa or things like that or other product. It's not that. It's the I think it's the protein things aside. I did not not been able to balance it, and this is why I'm still like mostly uh, vegan, but it's the eggs and a little bit of cheese that I'm taking in. I'm very honest with you, and I'm opening myself to you tonight so you can know who I am. And I've not regret cutting meat out of. I cannot fucking even stand it. I smell the meat, the red meat and the chicken, and it's fucking. I'm gagging almost. I cannot stand the smell of meat anymore. I've been doing a little bit of animal right activism. A little bit. I've did that, and it was a very um, um, transformative on the aspect of interpersonal relationship and your how long did it take to cut out meat totally? I mean, maybe a year or so, maybe more. My wife took a course, and it has been a very life changing course that it took because it gives us back our powers and our health. We're not perfect. Um, we're still cheating a little bit. We like pastries and desserts, but we are growing our own foods too. Now we're aiming for total or almost total autonomy, for food autonomy. So this is the one thing that it makes us realize what the time is, um, how precious life is. The experience in animal right activism has been emotional, very emotional, and it has been an introspective experience, not only for seeing the ignorance of people and the outright evil that it surrounds this industry, but my own vision, my own interpretation, my own worldview about um, um, the relation we had with animals and humans and things like that. This very compassionate, powerful connection with life, and I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back. If I mean, let's be real now. it's because we have all uh, this stuff that we have at the grocery stores. We can still, I'm eating tofu and things like that, and cashews and grains and things like that. But sometimes there's some product. I like the here in Quebec we have a faux fromage, a faux cheese that is it's so good. It's so good. Sure, it's processed a little bit, but it's natural. It's made with cashews, and I like it very much. There's plenty of things, but I mean, if from one day to the other we have to go back to forest to I'm gonna try everything to not eat meat, but I'm not saying that I'm never gonna, in this situation of survival, I'm not saying that I'm gonna be all vegetarian. You do what you have to do to survive and to I mean, it's very extreme. It's an extreme situation because we have a lot. It's easy to have access to food and things like that, so makes us very lazy. Actually, all the Western civilization there, we're fucking lazy. And I mean, that's it. We still have I still have the power to choose what I want to eat, and that it's all great. I'm not gonna give you shit because you eat meat. I don't care. You do whatever you want. It's your body. You do whatever you want with it. But if you're um, interested in this subject, there's a book. It's called Vegetarianism and Occultism. It's a Freemason who wrote it. So I suggest you to go see there, and it comes from the two sides. There's the two sides there, and it's very professional, very scientific. So you can go see there. The book is very cheap. It's very short. So go take a read for that if you're interested. So I've been doing a little bit. I approach people, the interaction, the activism of that. I've not been doing any weird things with that. It was very human, very compassionate. I didn't have any bad experience from it, and it was totally worth it, because it shows you, just if you have the guts, people, just go listen to this movie. All it's called um Earthlings. My God, I cannot fucking I don't know if I went over that. This movie fucking destroyed me. Seriously, I mean, I know it's for shock value. The movie is made for shock value, but god damn, the cruelty of human has no boundaries. With all wars, but with animals, like they're less than, they're treated like garbage. They're treated like things. So I mean, when you realize that, yeah, Rick, go see that. It's free on YouTube. It's called Earthlings. For the French people who are there who listen to that, it actually exists in French. It's called Terrien, and I suggest everyone. It's the most must watch if you have the guts to do it, because it's fucking terrifying, horrible, disgusting. And after that, I think my life has been very positive, in the sense that I made I made a part of my path for the shadow work, and the shadow work brought me to the desire of having a family. and that I have way much to share than I thought. All this love, all this care that I had inside of me, that I hid, that I hide, that hidden in my brain. Sorry for my English. I'm still doing the efforts. Still working on it. So yes, the family part, family has been a really good decision. I enjoy my family life. It's not always easy, but I enjoy it. I have three children. They're three little girls. They're awesome. They're smart. They're beautiful, and I'm fucking blessed with it. Chantal, c'est quoi le titre du film? C'est Terrien, Chantal Courville. Terrien, T-H-E-R-R-I-E-N-S. Sur YouTube, c'est gratuit. So, yes, the introspective aspect of family, and the balance, the delicate balance between the um, sacred masculine, and sacred feminine part of, has been a very present, very omnipresent principle during this until until now. I mean, I rediscovered all these things with my children, and the caring part and the discipline, and I chose for myself the path of severity, and but I'm not bringing my family into that. I do it for myself. I'm I'm a compassionate, uh, uh, respectful person, as I am with other people. I'm very I treat the others like I would like to be treated. So this is what I do with my children. I would want to have respect and understanding, and empathy and joy, and all these things that we don't necessarily had in our youth, that we can do. We can give it. If you have it inside yourself. There's no other way. There's no other way. If you So much parents, irresponsible parents now, they don't educate the children. They don't make the food. You know, I mean, I cannot fucking understand it. I when we decided to have children, we decided to do homeschooling. It's not easy. It's not easy. But the children need to have some time to play, and we have to learn how to play again when you're a parent. And it's even for me, it's not easy at all. I mean, I'm very uh stoic person, and I'm like, I have this masculine side of myself. um and I think all this pain and these things have been changing me, and all this knowledge and things, and put them into balance the great work as such, and family life. It's not always easy, because in the shadow work, it's like a it's like Russian mountains, like getting that, and then it's going down, and then it's going up. And what is hard is it's to not mix up all these things, and this is why I learned the hard way how to separate all these things from each others, and then treating them like unique things. You have your family, and you have your career or job or things like that, your responsibility, and then you have yourself, and then you have your bodily needs, and then you have your emotional needs, and your intellectual, and then your spiritual. And it's we have to do it, everybody. There's no way we're gonna get out of this shit without doing the great work. And this is where, I mean I could tell you differently things, but essentially I want to bring it back to the responsibility. And what is it? Is it to sacrifice and compromise for the great work and knowledge and things like that, and yourself, being self-reliant, and being and mastering yourself as a being. I mean, if you don't know, there's natural laws. I don't know if most people will listen to that now knows what natural law is. But if you're new to that, I suggest you to go see the Kybalion and study the natural laws and live upon these principles. Take them in your life, study it, and you can observe them everywhere, in your own self, in your own temple, in your own mind. You have these patterns, these things that you cannot stop them, but you can put an equilibrium into it. You can control it. Yes, Hélène, it's never there's no end to it, essentially. Absolutely. An endless work. For the people who never suffered, who never had pain, who never had sorrows and depression and all these things, you maybe don't need it. Maybe you don't need to do shadow work. I highly doubt it. But if you never had pain, sorrows, and worries and traumas and things like that, maybe it's not for you. But for the people who wants to get out of this self-loathing, ignorance, this violence you do unto yourself, because this is violence you do unto yourself. You're limiting your potential. You're limiting your value. I mean, when you realize the human potential, it's incredible. It's astounding. It's crazy. It's so big that you cannot do everything at the same time. The first thing you need to do is to balance the masculine and the feminine. Learn your rhetorics. Learn the trivium. Learn how to think again. Relearn to learn. Question everything. And do not let your emotion control you. Ever. Our thoughts are not ours. Bernard de Montréal. I would agree with that. That our thoughts are scarcely ours. I mean, we've been programmed. Suggestion, you know, propaganda. If you don't know the difference between belief and knowledge, between knowing and believing, there are two different things. Who has never suffered? No one, I believe, said Sophie Ferron. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know anyone who didn't suffer, didn't have pain in their life, you know. And we can talk a little bit about what abandonment issues are, you know, because this is the roots of the tree of the ugliness of the dark side of psychology. If you're born into a world where you lack a lot of different things, you lack emotional, like affection, you emotional support, intellectual support, or your bodily needs, there's consequence to that. But it's not it's you we have to stop pointing out for finding someone to blame for your pain, for your you have to go back inside and then deal with it, heal it, and then use it as a tool, use it as a weapon against lies and deceptions. You have all these new agers, these lunatics that are they're gonna fucking tell you that you don't need anger. Don't be angry. I got that again. Lunatics. I mean, if you're not angry now with what is happening, you're fucking sleeping at the wheel. You know, crazy. This is crazy ignorance. I believe we all have that darkness in us. It needs to be confronted and dealt with. Absolutely. And you're not getting rid of it. It's impossible. You have to confront it. You have to be able to look into the darkest corners of your psyche and the darkest corners of the reality we're living in. This is what people hate to do. It's stop lying to themselves and tell themselves the truth and stop lying all the time. You know, this fake security, this fake comfort. Essentially, it's gonna follow you everywhere like your shadow. That's why we're calling Carl Jung called it the shadow work, because it follows you. It never goes away. Never. You have the guts. You have the balls. You have the spine to go through it and achieve freedom, sovereignty, because there's no way you're going to achieve that sovereignty and freedom and personal freedom without doing that. It's impossible. Nobody can tell you what to do your shadow work. Your own guide, your own warden. We can sure we can like talk about this like with other people and do a round table and talk a little bit about that, but essentially what it needs is care. The first thing what we need to do is to care more about the real things. You maybe some people will say that it's selfish to think to talk and think about yourself and putting you maybe for a time in front of the in the front line for your betterment. You put yourself first, you know, in certain case, in certain context. People will say it's selfish. Maybe, but essentially, what is gonna uh, 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 come out from this is more care about your world, your context, your environment, how you behave with the others, how people behave with you. You know, you're gonna see through the deceptions. You're gonna see through the lies of people. You're gonna see through their masks. That's why some people don't like me. They hate my guts because I have no masks. What you see here is what you get. I'm a normal, average person. The only difference is that I love myself. Not on the narcissist way. I'm just gonna take a moment to see in the comments. Yeah, damn. Thank you for being there again. I appreciate every one of you for. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it. I wanted to be tonight to be sober. Um, I didn't want to get into a rant like I did on the French side. I had to confront these fake ass new agers, these fake ass spiritualists on the French side, and I mean I mean I still get angry a lot, and this indignation, anger that we should all have, because what better motivation than anger? You know, if you can channel this anger and put it on the work, put it on and make something with it, and not making holes in the walls or beating someone or screaming after people for no reason. Just take this anger, take this indignation, and transmute it. Yes, for me it's verbally, you know, it's a very good therapy to talk about this, talking about like today, tonight. I talk a little bit about myself, and I'm gonna be very honest with you people. When I'm getting passionate about things, and I'm saying things, and I'm talking about these people, I'm talking about me too. There's no separation there. And I want to be very transparent with you, very honest, and I want to show you my both my sides, because I'm not perfect. I'm not all happiness. I'm not all joy. You know, I can be an asshole sometimes. I can be vitriolic. Some people will not like me, but I don't care. I don't do that for being loved or liked. I do that because I care. I care about you. I care about my neighbors. I care about my children. I care about my family. I care about my friends. And you, all beautiful people who are listening to me, I care about you. And that's why I'm doing this. I want people to be better. I want people to get smarter. Not because of what I'm bringing. I want you to do it. I want you to do the work. I want you to do your own work and start looking into these things and understand it. And when you're going to be ready to take my place, or start another podcast, or start a radio show, or start something else. It can be a newspaper, can be a vlog, can be a blog, can be a you start something in the real world, not only necessarily virtually through internet means. I mean, in the real world, taking action. Since I I'm more of an intellectual guy, I'm using my voice to make the work. I'm very inspired by the other great workers, by the Mark Passios of this world, the Michael Tessarians, the Jordan Maxwell. Rest in peace, brother. We lost a big piece in the last 2 years, and I mean, they're invaluable, and they're never anyone will replace them, and that's what it makes it scary. We need people who wants to do sacrifice, who wants to compromise, and put a little bit of their time on the work, because we cannot do it alone. I cannot do this alone, nor Mark Passio or Michael Tessarians. We need to get to work for yourself first. It's not about like reading a book and then regurgitate the information. It's about taking in the knowledge and understanding it, and then after that, use your wisdom, use your passion, use your will to put it into the world by any means. I mean, it can be arts, artistic things. It can be like me. I'm doing a podcast. You know, you can start conferences in the real world. It's crazy what the possibility are. You know, and yeah, everyone has a talent. Use that unique talent to do the great work. Beautifully said. And if you're interested in the great work, I suggest to start with the One Great Work Network and the whatonearthishappening.com. I don't know if I have in the caption. I have the One Great Work Network there. And even before going to the One Great Work, I suggest you to start really get into the occult. And the person that I suggest every time is Mark Passio, because his work is invaluable. What he did is incredible. He took years of his life vulgarizing it and making it listenable and interesting for the people like me, for the people like you. The Michael Tessarians, the David Ikes, the Jordan Maxwells, the Max Egans, the Will Kellers, the Douglas Martins. They're all there. And this information is free. $0. It doesn't cost a thing. It just, the only cost you need to put, it's your time. Is it gonna be easy? Fuck no. Is it gonna be painful? Probably. Maybe. Do you think you're gonna miss some things that you wanted to do? Other passion? Sure. You're gonna have to take some time and do it. but it all worth it. Every suffering, every pain, every tears, every hours that you're putting into the work, it's worth it. I know it. I'm not asking you to believe. I'm not gonna say you believe me. I'm telling you, it is. Shadow work is the best things I made with my life. I became very intuitive, very stoic, but it's never perfect. Never. I'm still struggling with some things, still have things to work on. I think it's never going to end. Everything you do is everything counts. Everything has meaning. Don't run after. Don't try to run after time. Take it. Take the time. Do the sacrifice. Yes. How to become the true media. Actually, it's Mark Passio's course on networking and computer. Actually, I made it, and Rick did it too. And I mean, there's plenty to learn there. Just to how to do the computer stuff, and how to deal with editing and videos and things like that. It's always a work, and I suggest everyone to go see this incredible body of work. And for the people, the what on earth is happening.com, you go on the podcast and you start from the first one. You never start from the end. And only in the few first episode, you're gonna be mind blown. It's crazy stuff, incredible, valuable stuff. You need to, you must, you should, we should do it. At least fucking 50% of the people should fucking do it. You want to see change, create change in your own life. Create change in your mind, in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, whatever. Because you'll learn that life is fucking beautiful, and that the other your brothers and sisters, not all of them, but you're gonna see the lights, you're gonna see the stars shining through all this garbage, between all these lies and deceptions. You're gonna see them, you're gonna meet them. Nothing happens by accident. When you start to look into the occult and natural law and all these things, you learn that nothing happens by accident. When you meet people, the knowledge, where you're at in your mind and your heart, be very aware of your body. Your body will talk to you, your mind will talk to you, your heart will talk to you, your stomach will talk to you. Be very um, cautious about what you're taking inside your your mind food and your heart, because this things there is the important. That's why I'm getting so fucking angry about these new agers. They're I mean before I go, because I'm gonna let it go in like 5 minutes. I thank you so much, people, for being there tonight. I appreciate it, every one of you. New Agers are everywhere, and they're batshit fucking crazy now. They're mixing everything together. I asked on the French podcast before this one there, what is the difference between right and wrong? What is the difference between good and evil? Maybe one or two person responded. This is where we have to start. Fucking grow up. Fucking grow up and become adults. This is what we need to do. It's simple. Truth is always simple. It's not always fun, not always pleasing, but it's always simple. You're gonna find your answers to your question into the polarities. You're gonna see, you're gonna have your response into natural laws. The only thing you have to do is read or listen. You have the audio book. Everything it's available. It's free, completely free. I have them on my computer. I can share them. The only thing we need to do is start and never stop, never abandon the path to truth. Never. And for the people that I had to confront about this, there are some people they believe that the truth doesn't exist. How fucking delusional grown ass people have to be to think like that. Irresponsible, immoral, garbage people. You have to tell them, you have to correct them. If you hear someone saying something stupid, you have to call them out on that. If you see people are doing evil deeds or evil things to others, this is our responsibility to stop it. And this is where we have to start. Sacred feminine, sacred masculine. Learn your inherent rights. Learn how to achieve freedom from inside, from your temple, from your emotion. You'll see how easy finding truth is. Stop letting people feed you with garbage fucking rhetorics and learn for yourself. Don't let these new agers, the spiritualists, feed you garbage and shit, because this is what they're doing. They're filling people with shit and lies and deceptions. Be truthful to yourself. Be truthful for the people around you, to the people around you. You're going to see the things change around you. I can promise that. Your world will transform itself by knowing when to say no, by knowing where the abuse are stopped, when need to stop. You when you understand sovereignty and self-respect and self-empathy and love, you're gonna have frontiers, you're gonna have borders. You have to protect yourself from these jackasses, okay? These lunatics, gurus who try to tell you, to sell you garbage. Nobody's perfect. Only nature is. But what we can do, it's getting better, being moral, being truthful, being in the right. And it's not difficult. It's not a heavy task to do that. You don't have to philosophize for years for that. You just have to do your homeworks and where to get your information. Even if if the occult was wrong, I would still do the work, because how incredible this body of work is for personal growth, spiritual growth, intellectual and emotional. It's a body of incredible, it's a science. Natural law is a science. So go see that if you haven't. So thank you so much. I need to go. Thank you so much for being there, supporting the LIBERcast and all these kind words. Thank you so much. Thank you for people who were invited before, and for generous um, generous comments and the kind words and the questions. And after, I mean, I have a beautiful pack of people with me, and I'm proud to have you in and being there. I appreciate it. I'm gratitude to you. So we're gonna see us real soon. I'm in talk for having people. So we'll see you soon. Bye.